Hello and welcome to Black Bear Atheist. Today we're gonna go back to Bible in a nutshell. This channel basically have AI animation and it's pretty weird, but it has something to say about Judgment Day. So we're gonna check that out because this is quite important. If you're an atheist or not a Christian, or not the right Christian, because there's different kind of Christians. Anyways, moving on. Let's get into it.
In the future, a day is coming when God will judge all the people who have ever lived. It is called Judgment Day, and it is when God decides who will go to heaven and who will be cast into hell.
Wouldn't you already know as soon as you die?
On Judgment Day, it is believed that Jesus will come back to earth. This won't be a quiet return. It will be powerful and glorious. The Bible says there will be loud trumpets, and the whole world will know that Jesus has come back. Jesus will look like the great king from
I must say, this all powerful, all great God couldn't think of another entrance that is dramatic or decent than trumpet. Something that is man made. That is the instrument that he's going to use to announce when he comes back. Okay.
heaven. The sky will change, and everyone, no matter where they are, will see him. People who have died will be brought back to life.
If you're in a sewage, you would not see. Because it will be the sky and you will be underground. Okay. It's just whatever at this point. Nothing makes sense when we're talking about miracles, anyways.
They, along with everyone who is still alive, will gather before God.
Wait, I missed that. So people are gonna just start, people are just gonna start crawling out of their graves? That is very, very interesting.
This is when the judgment will start. Jesus will be like a king sitting on a great, majestic throne, and everyone will stand before him. On this day, everything we have ever done, said, or even thought will be known. Nothing will be hidden.
Wouldn't that take a long time to go through each thought that you've actually ever think? To go through each moment of each person's life? Currently, we have 8 billion people. Prior to this, billions already have died. Again, miracles or anything supernatural don't make sense to begin with. So let's keep going.
The Bible says that books will be opened, including the book of life, which has the names of everyone who has chosen to follow Jesus and live in a way that pleases God. People will be judged based on their actions.
So there's already a book. The book already has the name. And the book was already written. Meaning the name's already in there. And God already chose who is going to put the name on there. You see, Christians, you don't have free will, according to your own beliefs. But you can pretend you do.
And whether they chose to accept God's love and forgiveness. Those who have followed Jesus and have asked for forgiveness for the wrong things they've done will be invited to live with God forever in a new, perfect world called heaven.
I must mention, no matter what crazy shit you did in life, like be Hitler or support Hitler or be killing people, I don't know. No matter what crazy shit you did, you name it. If you just ask for God for forgiveness in the last few seconds of your life, the last minute of your life, if you live a life enough to go on a bed and reminisce and then ask for forgiveness, all will be forgiven. Is that judge is that justice, people? I know the idea of Christians who actually are insane but just part-time insane. They try to reason with hell and say, well, it's a place for punishment. Don't you wish people that do bad could get judgment, could get judged, and never get away with it? They would say people like OJ, since he's dead now, of cancer, shouldn't they, be able to get what they deserve? They're dead. What else do you want me to? They're dead. To want someone after they're dead to suffer eternity in hell is insane. Now, back to my original point. If you're saying it's all for punishment's sake, then if someone did crazy stuff and at the last minutes of their life, or let's say the last year of their life, they ask for forgiveness, they're gonna go to heaven. Is that justice?
Heaven is described as a beautiful place where there is no sadness, pain, or suffering. But for
No free will.
those who have chosen not to follow God and have turned away from His love, the Bible says they will be separated from God and won't be able to live in heaven. This part of Judgment.
So how? Very interesting. At least he's not trying to sugarcoat it. Like some Christians that would say, "Oh yeah, it's just a separation from God." Like Jesus used punishment's term, no matter how you wanna put it. He used punishment's terms like, "Oh, it's gonna be a place of pain," and somewhere around those terms, that's what he said in the Bible. So hell is gonna be a place of punishment, not just a place away from God. Because we all know God is everywhere at all time. So you can't necessarily have a place outside of God's presence.
Judgment Day is sad, and it's a reminder of how important it is to think about the choices we make. Judgment Day is about justice.
Well, good way to traumatize kids. Good way to traumatize kids.
And fairness. It's a day when God will make everything right. All the wrong things in the world, like lying, hurting others, or being selfish, will be dealt with. It's also a day of hope for many.
So, out of all the things you could have mentioned, the only sin you're gonna mention is lying and hurting others. Like, that could be like anything. Lying comes to the list. You see, none of this makes sense. Why would God actually care whether we lie to each other or not? Subjective morality, people.
Many people, because it means that God's goodness and love will finally make everything in the world good and right. The story of Judgment Day teaches us that our actions and choices matter. It's a reminder to live in a way that is kind and good, to ask for forgiveness when we do wrong, and to care about others.
You see, not ask for forgiveness of the people you actually did something against, but of God. That is not enough. This doesn't teach us to do better. The reminder that there's hell to for everyone that does something like lie or love someone wrong. Oh, don't love the same sex as you, because that's definitely gonna end you in hell. Very important to this God. It doesn't encourage people to do that. I mean, if you look at the prison system, a lot of people that are there do claim that they believe in your God, Christians. Your God. Not atheist, your God. So, does it encourage them to do good? Clearly not. If you look through history, clearly doesn't encourage people to actually do good. They encourage some, but not everyone. And also, must I point out that if the only reason you're doing good and you're being nice to people is because you don't want to go to hell, that is very concerning. That means you're actually not doing it. And you're not doing it really by free will, you're just doing it because you want to go to heaven. It's like you're only doing it for the reward, not actually doing it.
It's also a story about God's promise to make a new world where everything is just, peaceful, and filled with love.
And here is where you beg the question, why couldn't God have just made that from the beginning? Why did he have to go through the entire dumb process of making her hurt, and where there's pain, suffering, and we all are dying every 2 seconds? Why could it have just made everything and just leave us in heaven? Who asks to have free will, even though there really isn't? It's just an illusion that you think you have free will. And if you read the Bible, clearly no one had free will in the Bible except for God. So why would he do all this? Because it's clearly not loving when you make all of us, and most of us are gonna end up in hell. Is that a grand plan to have like all of like most of humanity end up in hell when you could have just made all humanity and put them in heaven and never actually have to be in hurt to begin with? It doesn't make sense, people. That's it for today. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Have a great day.